Now this is a throwback. Some of you might remember it. The rest of you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but I saw this on my Facebook feed and it brought back some hilarious memories. So anybody remember the influx of kids that never played Gen 1 having a hard time with it? Good times. And the crazy thing is, this was 3 years ago, but the sad thing is, if only we could have seen things getting worse from here. It really didn't seem possible, but let's go back into the memories of what happens when Zoomers play Red and Blue version. Lavender Town. The song of death that killed a bunch of kids? Did they fix it? Man, I wasn't ready. I remember this post, but I wasn't prepared to read it out loud again. I don't have a response. Even when I was a child, I knew that Lavender Town syndrome was just completely fake. Who falls for this? Why? This one. I defeated Sabrina, but I cannot find Erica or Koga. Lol. Here's a hint. If you go into a town, there's a big building, bigger than most of the other buildings, except for maybe where Erica is, but it has gym written on it. And then you go there, and that's where the person is. Now the cool thing about Red and Blue version is that you can do the gyms in effectively any order once you get past Misty. You can even skip Lieutenant Surge if you can blindly make your way through Rock Tunnel, but after that, it's like, yeah, you can still wander around and have a good time. Like, beating Sabrina before Koga or Erica, this dude wandered around for so long, he had a very high-level team. But then the thing is, people are like, oh, Pokemon games are too linear, but as we can see, kids clearly struggle if it's not a linear Pokemon game. So, gotta take that. And then, was the Game Boy screen really this small? Lol. Don't tell them about VHS. Don't tell them about old dial phones. The kids will never know. The kids these days will just never know. Oh my god. This one's mind-blowing. Viridian City. This Pokemon gym is always closed. How do you get Brock, the Viridian City gym leader, to be at the gym? Yikes. Here's one. Here's one that captures everything that Pokemon has become today. I need help with experience points. Does anyone know a quick way to get a Pokemon to level 11? Not training, because that's getting me nowhere. Literally isn't getting you nowhere. If you went to Route 1 and you farmed a ton of level 2 Rattata, you would eventually hit level 11. Sorry that you don't want to work for your things, and then people complain about the difficulty in modern Pokemon games when they don't want to grind, and grinding is just like an artificial difficulty anyways. If they did like hard mode from Black and White version, or if they did something to like change it like that, just make the higher levels, the Pokemon game doesn't get any harder, it just gets more frustrating because you just have to grind more to get through it. But then, and you can trade in yellow version, question mark. So, this is just a complete mess. It's easy to get experience points. The game, whenever you faint something, tells you you earn experience. So you keep on going into that. And then just immediately wants the out. Because kids these days, if they don't get their level 100 shiny, hacked, 6IV legendary Pokemon from the Wonder Trade, they just can't do it. They just can't beat any Pokemon game. Even with the difficulty of the modern Pokemon games, they'll complain about it being too easy after they need to get like a level 100 hacked Pokemon to beat the game, and then they desperately need an out in the older Pokemon games. That's something. Yeah, no broken EXP share to hold their hands, oh no. I mean, I don't consider the EXP share broken, but that is kind of like how it goes. And then they complain about it. Then they complain about the games being too easy when they can't do a more difficult game. I think that's like a good summary that we can see from this stuff, where it's like, yeah, we can see why modern Pokemon games have changed in the way that they have, because kids are getting much worse at video games. I actually did a hot takes on this recently. Yeah, it's this video, and it's pretty hilarious. So if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you get to play Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, and they were just harder back then. So a lot of kids have been complaining that older Mario games and just the older games are too difficult, and then they also get really mad if you say that using the rewind feature means that you didn't really beat the game. Because that's just fact. If you use the rewind feature, you didn't really beat the game, and the kids got really upset about that one. Just got showing, it's like, yep, things keep on getting worse. So we can really see how spoiled and entitled a lot of the younger generation is, because everybody gets a trophy and everybody gets their free win, and you're not allowed to have any kind of difficulty or discomfort whatsoever. And then, you know, just pure ignorance and stupidity. Well, already missing the run button from the newer games. Even though you get some pretty good movement speed in the original games. Even like Gold and Silver. Like Gold and Silver is quick. You zoom. It's like you already have the run boots all the time. So yeah, like 2 steps. You're not funny. You're just an idiot. This one must be a glitch. How is Pikachu at sea on the right? If the AI, or not the AI, if the UI doesn't spell it out for them 100%, they have absolutely no idea. No exploration, no sense of even trying. But also, like, this guy just has no idea what's going on. So I'm guessing he just started his game and he doesn't really have access to fly or the ability to go around anywhere. He's like trying to look for a Pikachu. He's just like, oh, I want Pikachu at the beginning of the game. Wait, what? Oh, the game's glitched. Older Pokemon games are just so bad and terrible and unplayable because there's so many glitches. No, that's accurate. That's how the game works. At least attempt to discover things for yourself without begging for questions. Like, just the immediacy in all of this. These people are have like progressed almost nowhere in the game except for that one dude that beat Sabrina like before anyone else, and they're already like begging for help. And then where do I go to breed Pokemon to get eggs? Okay, this has to be a troll. I refuse to believe that someone is this incompetent, because Nidoqueen can't even breed. And it's an older Pokemon game. Breeding was introduced in Generation 2, and that was like the whole lore behind Generation 2, so these kids don't even want to attempt to learn about the decisions behind Pokemon and the history of Pokemon. They just want to stay ignorant and beg for help, and it crushes my soul. Then we have another classic. Why is Gust not super effective on Metapod, a bug-type Pokemon? Because in Generation 1, it's a normal type move. You could catch that Pidgey and find out for yourself. But you just think you know everything, don't you? And then, how am I supposed to beat Brock without water-type Pokemon, since that's the rock type's weakness? Help, please. And people, wow, it's like this almost predicted the future. And people got mad about it. Because in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you need a water or... This could actually have been what inspired the decisions in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee that a lot of people claim to be upset about. But as you can see, kids need help. They desperately need help. So yeah, they need like a water or grass type to battle Brock, and you can get one naturally throughout gameplay. There's no inhibit whatsoever to playing Pokemon Let's Go with those gym requirements, except for Makeoka's gym and having 40 Pokemon. But this early in the game, it doesn't matter. People got pissed about that, and it didn't impact gameplay whatsoever. So yeah, it's like, how are you supposed to beat Brock without water type Pokemon? You grind, you try, you just work for it. You know, you can get a Mankey. You can also just kind of run around. Like, yeah, since you have yellow version, I think the strat is you get a Mankey, right? I don't remember if it's in Viridian Forest or on Route 23. Or you can also just get a Butterfree, get it Confusion, and try to wreck through Brock's Pokemon because he only has high defense. This is about learning and adapting. So if the game isn't trying to help you out directly, people struggle. Let's see. You can get a Nidoran. You can get a Mankey. Butterfree even works. Play the game. And this kid seems like he needs help. He's throwing down the double question mark and the double exclamation point. Help, please. I can't do it. I can't play the first Pokemon game. That's ridiculous. And like, that's the thing, like, if you struggled back in the day, you would just work through it. You would find out how to make it work. Now it's immediately looking up guides and immediately begging for help. And I guess that's it. I thought there were more than this. I might have to revisit the video and see if we have some extra ones that were missed. But I mean, like, man, it's actually kind of crazy when you put this in perspective of Pokemon Let's Go and how the last 3 years have completely fallen apart. The Pokemon community getting more toxic, with kids getting more and more bratty and spoiled online. As you might have seen in my Hot Takes channel, Poketips' audience is a majority of children, even though they're not even allowed to use the website because you have to be 13 to use YouTube, and most of his audience is under 13. So there's a lot of weird stuff that's came out of this, and it could have been predicted. I was like, this is just silly. Kids are just being stupid. It's not going to get worse than this. Damn. Nope, I guess that was just it. So it's just pure throwback with modern context. I think it was worth it. Like I said, we got some interesting revelations to add on top of it. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.